and spoken word artists. Today's event will be live streamed. And, I just want you to, feel real comfortable, but we don't want you moving around, and there is no smoking tonight. If you're going to smoke, you have to go outside. And the women's bathroom is over here to the left in the front, and if you go around the bar, you will see the men's bathroom. The bar is open, if I think it is. It's open. And you certainly, can have drinks and etc. There will be a short intermission in the show because we are raffling off some wine. I know some of you are some great wine drinkers. And our tickets are $3 for $1 and $5 for an arm's length. Whatever your arm is, $5. And we have wine that is made by some African American individuals, or it is distributed by African American individuals. So we are promoting their wines, and hopefully you will buy a ticket and see if you can take some home and share with your significant other or whomever. And of course, those of you with long arms, you'll benefit more than most. And the drawing will probably take place right after the intermission. Well, this evening, this is sponsored by the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers. And my name is Cheryl Pryor, also known as Mattione, the Storyteller. And before we begin, we always ask our elders if we can start the program. Anyone here, well, let's say over 75?
Yes.
Okay. So may we start the program?
Yes.
Thank you. And with that, we also begin with the libations. And we're going to have libations done by James Graham, another dad storyteller, and Gerald McKinney on the drums. So please step forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. Here is the tradition. Among the Akan people in West Africa, not quite yet. There's a tradition where the speaker will say, "I go," and everyone else will say, "I may." Okay, I want to try. It's a call and response, and it brings us all together. I go.
Amen.
A storyteller, a friend of mine once told me that there was a big crowd of 2,000 Africans, and the brother says, "I go," and everyone says, "Amen." She traveled much. I go. And this is the last thing we're going to get to it. This is just for James Graham. I'm going to say I go. I want you to say I may. I want you to clap twice, hit your shoulders twice, hit your legs twice, and then say hope. Because you see, hope is what we get from these type of experiences. When we do these things all together in a childish-like manner, I think the spirit of heaven opens up and receives us. So I say I go. You say may. I go.
Amen.
Hope.
That hope was a little weak, but that's all right. I'll get to the part. There was a family who had just completed a journey. It was a long journey. It was tedious, but the path was clear. When they arrived at the village of their destination, they sat beneath the tree to rest. As an elder walked past, the mother and the father quickly stood up and ran over to the elder. He said, "Please, MC, accept our appreciation for your help along the journey." And the old man nodded. And the children came up to their parents and they says, "Father, mother, why did you thank him? He was not here." And the father says, "My children, in your hearts, keep this clear. It is because of those who've gone on before us it's been made possible for us to be here. is in that vein. It is that concept, it is that feeling that we start libations. Now to symbolize libations, I'm going to pour water into a plant. But just like the tree, it's a small tree. Trees give off oxygen, they give off life, and they need water. We, as human beings, we give off life, energy, love, but we need to be poured into also. And it's those ancestors who've gone on before who poured that wisdom, the knowledge, and the love. We're praising the Creator. We're giving praise to the heavens for the gift that was the love and the hope and the direction that they poured into our lives. So when we do this, when I pour, I'll say, I will say okay, and I want you to say Ashe, okay? Just say Ashe, okay, you say Ashe, okay, Ashe, okay?
Ashe.
Just to make sure we get the Ashe. Now, there was a song that Mama Jara was going to sing that was it's West African, and it kind of sets the tone, and I want you to feel it. It celebrates those lives that went before us, because some didn't make it across the passage. Some died, some were thrown on the ships, over the side of the ships to make provisions for the others. And some dived off, and they showed us how we should be fighting for our freedom. So in that, please feel the spirit of Ninjago. Diego. First, I want to pour for those ancestors, as we said before, that came over from Africa, for those that didn't quite make the passage here, for those in the name of what they showed us in their quest for peace. They showed how we should not just accept the bonds that are placed on us, how we should fight for the right to be our people that we were created to be. In the name of those, I pour into this plant, and I'm going to say, okay.
Ashe.
And in the name of those who made that passage, and who endured the slavery, the burdens, and everything that was put on them, they did that, so now that we can be here. In the name of those, I say, okay.
Ashe.
Now, this is the part I want you to take a part in. I'm going to count to 5. I'll put my hands up. Now I want you to call out names of the people that poured into your lives. I want you to kind of feel the air. Personally, I like to close my eyes, and I like to listen to those names as they kind of go up. And in that same vein, I want you to remember, I think it was Paul who wrote to the Hebrews back. Yeah, in the Bible, it's Hebrews 12. The first verse says, we're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. If we call out their names, they can feel it. They can hear it. Their names and their hearts and that love lives on through us when we call out those names. So as I raise my hand, I want you to start calling out the names of your loved ones. The big mas, the papas, the aunties, the uncles, the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, and the sisters. Please, call them out.
Essie Margaret. Ray Glass.
And for all of those that remain unnamed from our lips, but live still in our hearts, I pour and I'll say, okay. Thank you.
I thank you very much, James and Ajara. I really appreciate that, and we always need to remember our ancestors. And I need to tell you a little bit about DABS, just a little brief portion. Now, DABS's mission shall be to preserve the oral tradition of Africans and African Americans and the African American diaspora, and folklore, history, culture, and heritage. Oral tradition is generally defined as teaching and informing and entertaining. Today, we want to be more inclusive and intergenerational while expanding the oral tradition, combining both oral stories and the spoken word. Both are of the oral tradition, and they both teach history, past and present, culture, customs, beliefs, rituals, norms, and social behavior, and heritage, and thus providing wisdom of who we are. Now, our first spoken word artist is a fabulous young man, and he goes by the name of Sugo Reeves. And now, Sugo is a poet, lyrical wordsmith, and an actor. His latest music project came out on all platforms, and it's called Sugo Gang All Stars. He has appeared in several movies, such as Motor City Living, Switch, and Bad Girls 2, all on Amazon Prime and Tubi. Yeah, he has rocked the stage with some of the biggest names in hip-hop, and he is also part of a hot new urban streetwear called Even Wolves Pray. I'm not sure about that one, but anyway, let's give a warm applause for Sugo Reeves.
How everybody doing tonight?
Good.
It's good. This first piece I'm gonna do is called, titled Unarmed. So you know when you're a Negro in America, you ain't got no justice or no peace. That's why I ain't looking for neither. I'm riding around with my guard up looking for the Lord's number on the heaters. We've been gaining our knowledge, they can no longer deceive us. We gotta protect the toddlers, they swipe our fetuses like visas. Detoxing my body from all the poison that they feed us. Ain't no secret how they treat us, cause they put it right in the media. Then sweep it under the rug to try to clean it up with they dirty ass. This our city, we gonna burn it up and then rebuild from the burning ash. That's what you call black excellence. Please make it make better sense. Like why you born a felon when your skin covered in melanin? Keep that shit you selling, man. One arm in the air with the fists up. It's a new day. We gon' pray right after we load the sticks up. Cause we ain't worried about no tickets or warrants. Our people dying. Recording cool for proof, but please help me if I'm crying. The judge seen the video. Ain't they word against mine? I'm trying to figure out when being black became a crime. My arms up, but I ain't armed. Arms up, but I ain't armed. Hands in the air, how you alarmed. Arms up, but I ain't armed. Yeah, my arms up, but I ain't armed. Hands in the air while you alone. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Let's get, I'm gonna get this one out the way, because I don't want to trip over this cord. We're gonna have some accidents here tonight. Let's get it. Y'all love it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, that's not it right there. Yeah. Okay, all right, let's get it started back from me one time. Let's get it from the top. Designer bags, high fashion. She cold like a young Janet Jackson. If looks could kill, she an assassin. Looks ain't everything, but I only want the bad ones. Yeah, I only want bad ones. Yeah, I only want bad ones. She cold like a young Janet Jackson. Looks ain't everything, but I only want good energy, not the mad ones. Getting hot, spit fire, call them dragons. She built like a stallion, but she ain't Megan though. She work hard for hers, not like the Megan. Heavy on her fruits and vegetables. Her body clean, herbal teas, acai berry bowls. She don't do the red meat or crab boil. She vegan, ain't no swine, only meat she eat is mine. She'll go to war and bust a mag for you. If you get jammed up, pull up with a bag for you. Mad loyal, type you spoiled, not the whole type. Who told you that? She the type to hold you down, not hold you back. She bad. Not cause she look good or cook good or cause she got that good. She educated, elegant, she can regulate it. Delicate, heaven sent, that means she melanated. If she come with hostility, she take accountability. Yeah, she got humility and hospitality. Attendant to tendencies, prefer water over Hennessy. And she is trying to speak fun. Never met a real one till she met Reese. Couldn't wait to spill the beans to the besties. More chemistry, less stress, please. I can go so fast, you feel a fresh breeze. And I don't know, beach in Dubai. First class flight out my life, just go by. Yeah, I only want the bad ones. Yeah, I only want bad ones. Designer bags, high fashion. She cold like a young Janet Jackson. Hey, she works it out, look at her ass on. Looks ain't everything, but I only want the bad ones. Stay ready, ain't gotta get ready. Walk like ass back, so she sit heavy. Get up in her bag, way before she get petty. She slays, got that wave that can tip levies. Everything top tier, she so blessed and curvy. Perseverance, resilient, I'm on my best behavior. Got me in my residence, making reservations. Anything she asks, do that shit, no hesitation. Trustworthy, she won't spread it, then she wanna see it. When we get it in, on the bench, knock her frame off the hinge. With compassion. She walk in the room, lights, camera, action. Hey, designer bags, high fashion. She cold like a young Janet Jackson. Hey, if looks could kill, she an assassin. Looks ain't everything, but I only want bad ones. Yeah, I only want bad ones. Yeah, I only want bad ones. Yeah, good energy, not the mad ones. She keep it 100, not pulling fast ones. Yeah, she keep it 100, not pulling fast ones. Listen to everything, but I only want the bad ones. Look, I'm just doing me, please carry on. Don't follow trends, set, got my very own swag. Baby, heavy on ass. And she stuffed racks in a carry-on bag. Ace of spade, rose, Don Perignon. Stand-up guys, only no scary ones. All about my lab boys, carry one. I'm busy getting to it, please carry on, hun. Yeah. Yeah, I only want bad ones. I say I only want bad ones. Designer bags, high fashion. She cold like a young Janet Jackson. Hey, she works it out and I get her ass done. Looks ain't everything, but I only want bad ones. Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's get it, let's go to the next one. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate y'all letting me in. Before I get into this one, I got the beautiful songbird, Carmen Michelle, is going to help me out with this one right here. So let's bring her up to the stage. Yeah. Let's get it, DJ, let's get it. Past tense. Okay. Okay. This one right here is titled Black Sheep. You know what I'm saying? It's better to stand on your own and do you. Not always try to follow the in crowd. The in crowd is not always what's up. You know what I mean? Check. When you lost, don't know which way to go. It'll make your heart turn cold like it's been the snow. Man, shine bright soul, got it in the glow. Underlying lights, black sheets turn to ghosts. It ain't always sunny, you get them dark and gray. Stay prepared for the worst, every dog got his day. Look, man, shine bright soul, got it in the glow. Underlying lights, black sheets turn to ghosts. Check. Confidence, you mistaken for arrogance, it's a you thrown off by my countenance. I'm searching for hidden gems. You want some power shit? Type you make walk the plank, jump off the pirate shit. Catfish swim with the sharks, you get devoured quick. Riding egos get lost on a power trip. See brothers go through college on full scholarship just to graduate and work a 10, 13-hour shift. The system is fraud and wicked and crooked. It's crooks making the law, smoking mirrors, I see straight through it all. Like a rocket launch and shoot for the stars. Flaws, shots and tweets is not the way we get at you. Stand up guys only, my stature is that of a statue. Never docile, kick up my cast out. Lay back humble, hostile. If I black out, I'm drinking milk from a cash cow. From the top rope with it block out. Bigger for the game till it tap out. Man, watch out. You can't find your way, it's cause you need to look. This next thing I'm about to say might have you people shook, but you still believe in white Jesus, you must ain't read the book. It's been time for the lies to die. It's been time for the lies to die. Look in my eyes, see a rising fire. Don't apply, let it fly. Hey, I know what's up with a mic, they don't gotta say it. I can feel bad vibes. I know just how to play. My group is amazing. I thank the Most High. Keep a smile on my face, feeling what kind of I'm still a bad guy. People so soft, the truth hurts worse than if you blast out. Misery loves company. Don't sin or come for me. I forgave you for that one issue. It was nothing to me, silly, really. You ain't had to lie to kick it with me. How you cap and claim you 100? Can't get you 50-50. It's a sticky situation. I'ma stuff it in the wood. If you my brother, what's good? But jealousy and pride, they try to compromise your livelihood. Sometimes you can't be messing with the hood, brother. Seafood, crabs in the barrel, put them in the bag, make her boil. She can't have her way, say it make her mad. She too spoiled, book clothes. We ain't on the same page in the story, for the fame and the glory. Ain't no shame in the shorty, especially if shaking ass. You're only playing the lonely man, thirsty for some cutty. You're only fan. I'm only saying you floating up shit's creek with no paddle. And still waters run deep, so why you so shallow? Fastest horse at the Kentucky Derby with no saddle. Better yet, I leave that alone, baby, that's your battle. They label us horse thugs and drug lords. Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the love for it. Cause money just a necessary necessity, right? They labeled us horse thugs and drug lords. Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the love for it. It's been time for the lies to die. It's been time for the lies to die. Hey, where you at, Carmen? Yo.
Searching enemy for the beats.
Okay.
What's inside of me, so I speak.
Okay.
I don't care if you don't like it, I'm me.
Okay.
The black sheep, yeah, that's me. Breaking generational curses, I'm worth no purpose. Kingdom building, I'm sure of it.
Okay.
My children, they deserve all this world shit, yeah. I just gotta let it
When you lost,
go.
don't know which way to go. It'll make your heart turn cold like it's been a snow. Man, shine bright soul, got it in the glow. Underlying lights, black sheets turn to ghosts. Straight from my heart with everything that I say. Don't be out here getting wiped out trying to ride waves. Look, man, shine bright soul, got it in the glow. Underlying lights, black sheets
Yeah,
turn
I
to
just
ghosts.
gotta let it go.
Side to side, y'all. 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 Okay. Side to side, y'all. Okay.
What? It's been time for them lies to die. What? It's been time for them lies to die.
It's my time, bro. I appreciate y'all. I want to let y'all know too before I go, I got my bro in the building. This is my bro right here, the Even Wolves Pray. We got the clothing line out here. We got this calling car out here in the back, so make sure you get with us.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You know, there was a message there. There's some history there. There's things that we need to know. And that is a spoken word artist. And by the way, you know, we might be looking at the next, Denzel here. Let's pay attention. Okay. All right. Our next person is a member of DABS, and she is a storyteller. She's an award-winning clinician, author, playwright, and storyteller. Now retired, this clinician and administrator worked with and managed drug treatment and mental health for more than 35 years. Ms. O has 3 burning desires. Number 1, to research her family's migration from the South, Georgia and Louisiana. Number 2, to establish a nonprofit organization, Creative Literacy Concepts, dedicated to the literacy for non-traditional learners, as her father. Number 3, to write children's books, and it is on this journey that she found the piece that tied all of her desires and skills. Storyteller. Storyteller. There is something exciting about the power of stories. Stories are meant to be told, as they have great power. She reads them, tells them, changes them, and they are reflective of who she is. And her belief that you must know your history to know yourself. The oral tradition is part of the African American culture, telling our own stories before others do. Let's give a round of applause to Miss O. Cheryl Alden.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Well, I'm a storyteller, so I'm going to tell a story.
All right.
My daughter's here with me tonight, and she's asked that I start writing my stories down. And so that we'd have a legacy to share with the young ones in our family and in the community. So when she gave me this assignment, this story came up. It was triggered by what she'd asked. And so this story is called Quickie Donuts. But I need to give just a little caveat because I've been telling this story. I've told it to my clients. I've told it to women who are in domestic violence situations. And I sort of move the words around for whatever the situation is. But tonight, just for you, and more for me, I'm going to tell the story the way it actually happened. Not the way I dressed it up or dressed it down. So, I'm in middle school. And I get called to the counselor's office. And when I get in, she says, have a seat over here, I need to talk with you. And she takes care of other business, and she comes to get me, and she says, look, we've got to sit down and put an application in today. You have a chance to get into a program called Upward Bound. It's a real program. And I was truly upward bound after they finished with me. Now, I'm from a large family. I'm the oldest girl, but there were 9 of us. Yeah, lots of people that I talked to or didn't. You know, they make you mad. And especially when you're the oldest, they don't really want to hear what you have to say anyway. But anyway, it was loving, it was kind, it was good, until it wasn't. Things happened in our lives, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So back to the counselor, and she says, we've got to get this app in. You're going to take it home tonight and have your parents sign off on it. And I said, okay, well, what does it really mean? And I said, and she shared with me that with Upward Bound, it is the expectation that you're going to go to college. And I would have been the first one in my family to go. And so, being in Upward Bound, I would get on the bus 3 days a week and ride out to the University of Detroit, where I was tutored, mentored, hugged, held. They gave us everything we needed. But it didn't solve everything. More with that. Anyway, after about a month in the program, getting on the bus, feeling pretty important, you know, in this special program. But I get on the bus and go out there for a month, and they said, oh, it's stipend day. I didn't know what that meant, nor did anyone else in the room. But they had us line up, and they gave us what looked like a check with our names on it. And that check was for $100. $100? And 1966, we wasn't even doing part-time work anywhere. You just went to school and you had to do what you had to do to help your family. And so there's my name, Cheryl Olden, on a check. And so I couldn't wait. I said, how are we going to cash the check? And they said, oh, we're going to cash the checks for you today, but you're going to need to get a bank account. And this money is being provided to you based on your level of participation. If you show up, do what you're supposed to do, keep your grades up, you'll keep getting $100 every month. But we want you to use that money for toiletries, things your parents may not be able to get for you. And so you're going to master this money, and we're going to help you help that money to grow. And so they counted it out, 10, 20, 30, 10 $10 bills, $100. I said, it's something else. I wanted to scream, $100. Oh my goodness. So I put it in my pocket. Well, that pocket had a hole in it. So I took the $10 bills and I put them in my shoe. And I kept moving my feet around. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, I kept moving my feet around to make sure I felt it, because I didn't want to lose a dime or a penny or a dollar or $10. And so here we are. I got my money in the shoe. I'm on the Dexter bus. I was going to Northwestern High School there on the boulevard, and I got off, and because I lived on Scotton, and I ran all the way home. And when I got there, my mom said, where have you been? And I said, Mom, I had class. She says, all right. And I said, I need to talk to Dad. And she said, well, you know, he doesn't get off till midnight. And I said, that's okay. I need to talk to him. My dad was my rock. This was the best looking, kindest, sweetest, Louisiana-born young man you could ever have met. I adored my dad. He made me feel special, like I could do anything. And I've done quite a few things. But anyway, Dad comes in, he said, you know, I gotta take care of some business, I gotta eat. And when that's done, you and I. So he calls me in and he says, what is it that you want to do? And my mom's anchored offshore. I didn't have the best relationship with my mom. She was very controlling. And so I'd rather speak with my dad. He was just that kind of guy. And so she says, well, she wouldn't tell me what she wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to say it's none of your business. I was, you know, in my mind, I said, this lady, ooh. But anyway, respect is respect. Whatever you thought, you better do it silently. Okay? Understand what's really going on here. Okay, how this thing goes. So Dad said, okay, what's it all about? And I explained to him about Upward Bound, $100. I took the $10 out. I threw them on the table. I was so excited, and he said, baby girl, what is going on? I said, I have made it, Dad. I have made it. They said we're going to go to college. I'm going to be the first one in the family to go. And he said, well, you know that makes me happy, because my dad couldn't breathe. You wouldn't know it. He had diction out of this world. He had presence. He had a way of looking at you. You wanted to go somewhere and write a bestseller. And I still intend to do that. Thank you. And I want your name too. Right? And so, told Dad all about it. I said, you got to sign this. And my mother said, well, you know, we got to talk about this. He said, we ain't talking about nothing. Sign this paper. This girl that got $100. She's going out and getting tutoring. She's going to college. What else are you asking from her? My mom's went and sat down somewhere. He signed it. And he had his own unique way. And she signed it. And I took it in the next day. And I was formally a member of Upward Bound. I was at the campus at the University of Detroit, and each summer we went on a trip. We went to Canada to Man in His World. It was an exhibit that came out. It was pretty well publicized, and so we got to go. We went to all kinds of cultural events. I loved everything we did because I could see the potential for everything that happened. Well, Dad said, what are you going to do with this money? I said, I'd like to take everybody to the movies. The Granada Theater was near us when we were growing up. And I said, I want to pay for everybody to get some popcorn and some Boston baked beans or some spearmint leaves, whatever they want. And he said, what else do you want to do? And I said, well, I got to go downtown. I've got to get my toiletries. But while I'm down there, I want to go to Hudson's and spray cologne all over myself. And he said, okay. And I said, and I don't want to have to take anybody with me. Every time I leave the house, it's the baby girl, it's the baby brother. I wanted to get on the bus, go downtown, and just have some time to myself. He said, let's do it. So he told me that Saturday I could leave at 10, but I'd have to be back by 3. And I said, okay, I can do that. So I get on the bus. He says, make sure you sit behind the bus driver. Don't talk to anybody. So I get downtown. Grand River bus pulls in. And what in the world, the first thing I see? Quickie Donuts. Oh, my favorite. My favorite donut. Now, my actual favorite is a lemon filled donut with a big swatch, fat swatch of lemon icing on the outside. And so I plan to get myself a lemon donut and a little carton of milk, and I might get another one to go. Okay? So I go downstairs and I'm looking for the best seat in the house, and I found it. And so I sat down. It was all kind of thoughts going through my head. But I wanted to get with that donut and that milk before it started to get warm. Well, just as I got everything together, ready to bite that donut, I felt something. I felt someone. I put my donut down, and walking towards me was a specimen of blackness that I had never seen before. At 16 years old, I don't want to tell you what I really thought. Okay? Because it was a toss-up. Him or the donut. And at that moment, I will. And at that moment, the donut was winning. He walked right up to my table. I said, "This guy go on so I need my food?" And he said, "Is anyone sitting here?" And I said, "No." He says, "Do you mind?" He sat down before I said anything. But I looked at this guy. He was hot. Man, he had coal black hair. He had those sideburns like the other guys were, what are they called? The Afrocentric group. Who were they? Who? The what? No, not the last one. It's a political group. They tried to kill as many of them as they could. Black Panthers. Oh my goodness. They had a way of walking. Barack Obama does the same thing. Have you seen him sort of do that jaunt? He coming down off the airplane. You're like, look at this guy here. The same thing was going through my head when I saw this clean-cut, smart, good-smelling brother. What was he smelling like, Michelle?
Old Spice.
Old Spice! Oh my goodness gracious! I don't know. I think he was acting on that donut, okay? So there I am, and he's asking me all sorts of questions, and I'm rattling things off. Dad said, "Don't speak to a stranger," but I was gone. And he said, "Would you like to go to the movies with me?" And I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bro, you want to go where?" He said, "I'd like to take you to the movies." And I said, what does he really want? You know, I have always been curvaceous.
All right.
When I grew up, everything was
Hello.
and people, men, had a way of touching me when they shouldn't have. I talked to my dad, he told me what to do in the future. But when it happened, you don't really quite know what to do with it. So there we are, good-looking guy, curvaceous me, donut, movie invitation. What am I going to do here? Well, I decided I was going to try it. That I could run over and get the things I was going to get from Kresge's and Woolworths, and so I wouldn't have a problem there, and we could go to the 12 o'clock movie and get out. And so I said, well, I don't know, I think I might want to go. And he said, well, we're going to be gone for a while. I want to take you to dinner and all that. I said, well, wait a minute. You don't even know me. You're going to do all that? And he said, yeah. Listen, my dad, Otto Louis Olden, from Louisiana, made it plain, you don't do that. You do what I told you to do, and you come home. Well, I've had many years to wonder how that story would have ended if I went with him. It's been tantalizing sometimes, but in other times I realized that I might have missed the bullet. And so, we never know when they're putting that stuff in us, how we're going to reach back and get it and use it at the most opportune time. I'm having a good life. I'm here with the young people going down. And wait till I tell everybody that I was here at Nandi's with these young people and all of you. I feel so blessed. I'm very happy right now, and I want you to understand that even though I'm looking and saying some wonderful things, there's some stuff going on with me. And it's been going on for a while. But I will persevere. I already know that. And so with this, I thank you all for making me feel like I can do this in a big way. And the next time I see you, it'll be even bigger. Thank you so much.
that was one story, and that is a story that I can remember, something similar, and I'm sure most of you can too. And for you younger people, I know you have that story too. You might not have done what Miss O did. However, it's a common thread. It's about a custom. It's about respect. It's about learning. Well, our next individual he says he's really energetic. And he can be sometimes. And a lot of times he's a jokester. I mean, he is a prankster from above. And he loves to tell tall tales. He combines personal stories heard from around the big whiz table. I know we got maybe a few big whiz players around here. African American and African stories, and tales from the world of martial arts to educate, entertain, and inform. Let's give a big round of applause for Larry Castleberry.
Jerk chicken. Let's talk about it. 2 weeks ago today, I decided, I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Okay.
I decided I wanted me some jerk chicken. So I went downstairs, got in my car, and drove to my favorite Caribbean restaurant, Jamaican Pot, right there on 8 Mile. Now I walked in, and they saw that they had something new on the menu. They had a mini version of jerk chicken.
I like that.
No, honey, listen to this. You see, I'm a single man. So I had a little bed. Realized I hadn't been hitting the gym like I should, and decided maybe I need to cut down shit. So I ordered myself that mini version of jerk chicken. And I waited. And I waited. And I waited. After 40 minutes, my jerk chicken was ready. I took my jerk chicken, drove back to work, got on the elevator. One of the pretty girls in my office got on with me. She looked at me and says, smells good. Now I know some of you thinking Old Spice. No. I figured she was talking about my 777 Hardy Forever cologne that I got from Foreman Meals. But she was talking about my jerk chicken. I got up to the 4th floor and went to my key, sat down, popped open my container of jerk chicken, and realized that commercial, the 2 scoops with the raisin, had now been integrated into my chicken. Let me explain to you when you say what. I took the spoon and went 1 scoop, 2 scoop, and my jerk chicken was gone. I then looked at the Kirby cabbage. That was a 1 scooper. The red beans and rice? No, honey, that was a half scooper. I sat there, looked at this empty container that I had paid a amount of money for it. And my stomach said, hey, yo, bro, when we gonna eat? Just then, 2 more of the pretty ladies in my department walked up. Now, these 2 are like 2 peas in a pod, but they do everything together. And they had obviously been to lunch together. They were sipping out of their cup with their leftovers they had in their hands. They looked over my cube, looked at my empty container, and in unison, this is what they did. That's all right. That's okay. We make more than you anyway. Now, in my younger days, I would have had a smart comeback. But this is the older, wiser me. I looked at them 2 ladies, and I hit them with the puppy dog ass. And they both said, "Aw, you want some?" I looked at them and said, "Yes." Just then, as if they were walking out of a time machine from seeing Eddie Murphy in Delirious, they said in unison, their head and walked away. I'm like, all right, I said that too, but I walked away. I mean, I sat there like, all right. The next day, I had a date. Now, she told me that she was a vegetarian. But let me explain something to you about her. She was, as Lady O just said over here, curvaceous. And them curves did not come from eating just vegetables. Oh no, those were some hot water cornbread with some southern style greens created curves, and they look good. Now on her Facebook page, she had this thing called peripety. And I asked her, I said, what is peripety? She looked at me and she said, the word is peripety. It comes from the Greek word peripeteia, which means a sudden change in your situation. It can be from good to bad, and then she gave me that real suggestive look. Or it can go from bad to good. Now, the young man over here said that wolves pray. Oh, I was praying. Hey. She said she wanted to go to Chive's restaurant. Now, I thought she said Jive's restaurant. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, some suburban soul food. All right. We can go try it. We go to Chive's. She orders herself a Midnight Miami. I order myself a Banger's Mash. Oh, and all you people with the dirty minds out there, no. See, the Banger's Mash said Italian sausage, mashed potatoes, and gravy. Now, the fact that the restaurant closed at 7 o'clock on a Saturday should have been my first key. Because when they brought the food out, it wasn't meat. It was an imitation meat. I'm like, oof, I don't think so. I got myself a carry-out container that I conveniently left there. We then went to Nobody, where we were going to go to an axe throwing place. Oh, she got her axe. She went, boom! I mean, it went in there like she was mad at somebody. I took my axe. I threw it. It hit the target and bounced back. The man whose job was to supervise us walked up and said, brother man, you gotta put some muscle in your throw. Right. We go again. She throws it. And I mean, she puts it deep in that target. I throw it again. I get a hard throw. Tip. A little chip just sticks in there. That's all right. We continue to throw for a few hours, then I take her home, where she tells me that she practices judo. I'm like, well, go on, girl, I'll do Aikido. She says, well, look at this. She grabbed me, picked me up, did a hip throw on me, then sat down and did an arm bar. Yeah, that's the same thing I said. I gave her one of my most masculine yells. Ah! She then pecked me on the cheek and said, H&G. I got home, called up my goddaughter. I said, goddaughter, what does H&G mean? She laughed. She says, Uncle Larry, that means hello and goodbye. And don't call her no more. Monday morning came. I decided I was going to try me something different. I was going to go back to the old ways. So I got up early. I pulled out my sharpest suit. And when I say sharp, I mean sharp. Because when you touch it, it would cut you. Oh man, I mean sharp. Now this wasn't Easter. This is resurrection sharp, all right? Now I didn't get this suit from the top rack of Nordstrom rack. But I did get this suit from the top rack of the Salvation Army. I then put on my shoes, Italian, custom made. Albeit not custom made for me, but I did pick it up from an exclusive store, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. I then put on my cologne. Oh no, not that 777 Party Forever like I did a couple that Friday. I put me on some Jean Paul Cartier. I had 2 sample bottles I had picked up from Johnson Banks. Put it on my neck, went in to work. And this time when it was time for lunch, I did that. How did you say, Obama walk? I mean, I swagged to my Aston Martin that I keep disguised as a Fusion because I live in Detroit. I drove my Aston Martin, AKA Fusion, back to Jamaican Pop. Walked in there and I told them, I want a dinner portion of jerk chicken. My voice got deep to let them know I'm in business. And I waited. And I waited. And I waited. But when I got my jerk chicken this time, I had a different feeling to me. Went back to my car, drove to work. And this time, rather than taking the elevator, I took the stairs. And on each landing, I would pop open the door, take my container of jerk chicken and swing it around so that the aroma would permeate the floor. I did that on the first floor, the second floor, the third floor, and the fourth floor. And yes, brother man, I did say permeate. When I got there, I sat down at my cube, popped it open. The food started to come out of the container onto my desk. Oh yeah. I sat there and I ate my jerk chicken and felt like, man, let me tell you something. All you young ones out there, when you want to do something with your yeah over there, you don't do it partially. You don't do the vegetarian, you definitely don't do the mini. When you want to make a difference, have the energy to do what you need to do, you get that dinner portion size, or whatever it is, but try yourself a little jerk chicken.
I told you he was prankster, right? You can see that, can't you? You know that that's what he does. However, he's a fantastic. Next, spoken word artist is someone who has done quite a bit. He's a poet, author, host, and founder of the Poetry Can't Be Anything series. He's been a performer and advocate for Detroit artistry for over 13 years. Published 5 books of poetry and hosted at Nandi's Knowledge Cafe, which is where we are today. And thank you, Nandi. We're going to hear from her shortly. He has worked with the Flowist to assemble Flovorex, or Flovotex, in Detroit, and has done a show with the renowned Monet Poets. Currently the host of Lyrics and Libations open mic series, The Raw Space. As an artist, he strives to express the beauty of spoken word in every aspect of his life, to break down barriers and enlighten minds through the power of poetry. His mantra is one person's poem can be another person's moment of clarity. I look forward to helping bring forth clarity to the world. Let's give a round of applause for Mr. Cesar Toriano.
Hail Caesar! Hail Caesar! Good. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Yeah. Put your hands together and show love for Dance tonight. And show love for Nandi's Knowledge Cafe. I was going to start off with this one poem. I didn't feel confident about it as much, but I also want, so I'm going with this different one to honor somebody. The person I want to honor is the one member in our family that was the representative of the village. Someone that can put the whole family in check, even mom and dad.
All right.
This poem is about my grandmother, Eliza May. And to all the big mamas out there. And now there's not too many big mamas left. All you have is Nana right there, so. I want to take the time to honor her. This is called Farewell to Big Mama. I remember my big mama. A heart made of gold and a will made of armor. Her life lessons our honor will complete all. She used to tell me through my times of struggle and calamity, young man, keep your head up, standing tall. Love the life you live and give everything that you do your all. And as a young age, that's what she related to my siblings and me. And as basic as that statement may seem, it was effective for me to stand as a man. It helped me to understand that some things in this world that you must fight for. It helped me to comprehend that opportunity always come knocking at your door, so you must make your own opportunities and put the game plan down.
Yeah.
To treat others how you want to be treated and be aware of the round of your inner circle. The strength and intangible she instilled in my mother, aunties, and uncles. You see, her will to still will will any little boy into a man. For that she helped will this man on work ethic, God-fearing, and how to survive by using my hands. To take ghetto sword, seeds, and sod, and plant my own garden of land. To cast a bedded reel into domestic waters to fish, and feed my fam. You see, my big mama was grand. My grandma was the strongest human being that I ever witnessed. And with persistence, I see how she wanted to advise my sisters. And any female that took the time to listen to teach them to excel and excel as a strong black woman. She taught us to speak up and to be heard, fight for our right before it's rightfully yours. When we ever disrespect ourselves, our elders, neglected our schoolwork or chores, Big Mama would beat the black off all of our ass.
Hello. Hello.
And many times through my childhood, she had to put the heat on all of us. But her no-nonsense approach towards our betterment helped us to stay fast in society. As her telling me as a strong black man, I could be where I desired to be. Now this is coming from the generation of a seed who dealt with the woes and blows of racism and placism that affect their lives completely, who lives in a time where being black and proud was a vanity forbidden, who dealt with other white descendants that were smitten without despair and defeat. You see, at times my big mama's past sometimes haunted her present peace. But with no hesitation, she gave what she had with love, life, and pride. But as she got older, her health became more on the decline. And it took 4 strokes over 3 years to bring my big mama's life to a flat line.
Wow.
And when she died, I cried like a reaper possessed. Not honoring my grandmother like I should, but she was my rock, my strength, my pillar of wood when I need to be strong. When the pressure started to seep in, when our hopes and dreams started to claw, and her voice ever so caught up my brain, giving me that much needed man up roll call, telling me to keep your head up, standing tall. And at that point, it seemed like her words quickens me. Slowed my circumstances down to a halt so I could work through my issues more thoroughly. A basic word that she gave me helped me to steadfast, to love life, give everything I got, live my life until last. And it climbs in me to let the blood of life that course victory through my veins. Be direct on what I think and what I want to do. Love my life in the obtain. To be hardened in my hard times, overcoming my emotional pain. And forgive my breakers of strife. In so many ways, I owe my big mama my life.
Whoa.
Even though she is dead and gone, her life lessons and essence to this day still keeps me strong.
All right.
Through unsustained circumstances, she will ever carry to bring joy in our lives. That's why I fight back to hope these emotions that's threatening to show through my eyes. Rest in peace, Eliza May. Your teacher and I still alive. That's why your grandson is still standing.
Big Mom. Big Mom. Yeah. Yeah.
I still struggle with that one.
Sorry.
Good.
Did good, brother.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk about two more beautiful women in my life. My two daughters.
All right.
Fathers don't know the meaning of gray hair until you start having daughters.
Hello. Been
So
there.
I'm about to look like Chris Kringle in a minute, so.
Right.
This poem is about a father, two daughters, and a promise. It's called A Daughter's Promise to Daddy. My daughter is soon to be queen. I see so much greatness that awaits you. Let these words affect you, mind, body, and soul. Right now, let this moment embrace you. Then you promise me that you'll live and love and life a whole lot better than me. I know when you look upon me, you just see your father who loves you unapologetically. But throughout my life, through anger, anxiety, and strife, as a human being, some things I felt miserable. Please, daddy girl, please, let your attention indulge me. First of all, don't be afraid of your life or living. Feast upon every moment by moment like your father smashing at Thanksgiving.
Hello.
Live for your todays, but my child, plan for your tomorrows. Rebel against slow blowing, harbor anger and depression will make your time feel like it is borrowed. Don't play to the symphony of his sorrow, what would dance you to an early grave. Be accountable for all your actions, even the most smallest infractions, and learn from the past mistakes that you made. Always be cordial and kind to others. Treat others how you desire to be treated. And make sure they treat you well as well, or from your inner circle they should be believed. Never be anyone user, abuser. Let truth rest on your tongue daily. No matter how to become tragic, embrace your inner black girl magic and strive to be the queen you meant to be.
Hello.
And when that time comes for you to find love, remember, my daughters, don't let it be with a nigga like me.
Ooh. Jesus.
More like the man in the past that I allow myself to be. Find someone that blends with your all like the waves flowing the oceans freely. And if he ever cease to love you, remember, my child, there's always a deficiency. Now see the beauty that I've seen in you back when I held you in my arms. Never give your body to a man who builds entitles and demands and make you think he would do you harm. Never disarm your womanhood for the insecurities of any man. Always take a firm stand when it comes to your intimate expectations. And if he's worthy of you, love him, my child, like I love all creation. Allow him to be your king, but never your dictator.
Hello.
And you should be his queen as well, but baby, never his aggravator. Be his slice of heaven, allow him to be your source of bliss. Love a person for who they are, not just because of a job or a car, or because he made a superficial checklist. Allow joy to rule your heart and guide you in your day to day. But these are some of the life lessons that I learned from the past of my wayward ways. When that time comes of your womanhood, all this message will apply to you. So your future never mimic your father's past. And be afraid to live in love because you were so much fool. Please, daddy girl, please, I say it to you. Promise me that you live in love and life a whole lot better than me. Thank y'all for listening.
Wow.
Hail to you, baby.
Yeah.
I went back and I thought about my grandmother and my friend's grandmother. And they called her Little Mama. Little Mama had 5 boys, and they were scared of her. And my grandmother, she didn't bother with girls too much, because she said, you better be here when I tell you to be here, otherwise I'm coming looking Right. Not me. But for the boys, she would get that Vaseline, rub it on her hands real good. And when they came in, what? You know that Vaseline stung like nobody's business. So she kept all those boys, you know. And then as I thought about Caesar's point to his daughters, it is such a beautiful thing. You know, he said it all. Another lesson. At this time, I'd like to bring up Nani. You ever had a chance to meet her? And Nani?
John. Do what you want to do. This your place.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
This your house.
Welcome to Nani's Knowledge Cafe.
Hello.
We like to say knowledge is power.
Yes, it
Knowledge
is.
is power, not knowledge shit. We ain't got shit.
You got
You know, because I've been a bookstore for over 30 years. I always raving about we ain't got no bookstores. I've been in this community for, in Highland Park, I've been here about 21 years. And I thank y'all for coming out and tell your family and friends about us. You know, just in case they don't know that we here. And we do sell books. We sell this art on the wall and all that good stuff. And, it is.
It's your house. Do what you want in your house.
And so many beautiful elders here. Yeah. You know, our elders are so special, because they always remind you like you're a little kid. Like, go give me that. Yeah, I want that. I'm like, damn, my mama out here, my grandma out here. Okay, I'm gonna go get it. All right, what else you want? I don't know, give me some hot sauce. Give me some napkins.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, how much you said it is? Okay, it's $2 more. I don't want to say 4. So anyway, I love my elders. They guide us. They teach us the way. Young people always talk to your elders. They, you know, they look all innocent and shit. They do a lot of shit. They done did all this shit, you know, you think you're gonna do. They done did it. I don't care how innocent they look. They know. They do know. So, what I want to say is like, you know, the struggle is real. It's not easy to do what you really love to do. Like, I've been at this for so long. I was a vendor. I was at the flea market, 8 Mile and Quinter. I know so many people from 8 Mile and Quinter flea market. And I built it looking just like this at the flea market. It was just a wall. I started with a little space for $30, and then I expanded, and then I became a wall of just like this, and I was there for 10 years, and then I moved. You know, I had 3 boys, and I was just moving. Everywhere I moved, I made it my place. My house, I never had a living room because it was always my store. And so, and I had poetry in the store. I had a piano in the store. You know, and it was just always my store. And I always just aspired to get where I'm at today. And just to see people come in here and do what y'all are doing, it makes me happy. It makes me happy to see when people have so much fun. On Thursday night, we have poetry night. So much talent in Detroit. There's so much talent. And they have an audience. And I always strive to give them an audience. Because when I first started, it would be like 20 people. Caesar would know. And Caesar was once one of my hosts. He started out as a poet, and then the host left, and I was like, Caesar loves poetry. I asked him to be the host. He was like, okay, you sure? I'm like, yeah, you can do it. And so it would be like 20 people, and then every time somebody did their poetry, they take their little 3 people with them. You know, I'm like, damn. And so the last person get down is like 2. I'm like, well, talk to the mask on the walls. The ancestors are here. You know? So
All right.
that's how
There you go.
Night went. And so it's always been my aim to give people an audience. And I'm so grateful that on Thursday night they have an audience 9 o'clock. If you got poetry, come on 9 o'clock on Thursday. We have open mic. And I always did what I kind of loved at 90s. Cause I didn't have the time to get out and go places, cause I had 3 sons. So I had to kind of do what I could do with them. And so, we have reggae on Saturday night, so I get to party on Saturday night. And so we party from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning. We have a good time, reggae, Afrobeat. Reggae changed. It ain't like all day, you know. Dennis Brown, you know, it's Afrobeat music now. And so we party to 3 on Saturday. And Tuesday, we have what we call Tribe Talk. The Brother Prophet does Tribe Talk. He deals with the chakras and the energy and all that good stuff. And Monday night is comedy night, so we get to laugh and do all that kind of stuff. So I kind of bring what I love to see here, since I don't really get out that much. So I bring it to me, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate y'all coming out, you know, just to listen. And what else? You know, I picked cotton. When I came up here, yes, it was unbelievable.
No, you
It was unbelievable. When I came up here in the 70s, I turned 60 last month. I was so excited.
young girl.
I appreciate you all. I mean, 60, I thought it was like old as fuck. You know, when I was 20. And I'm like, 60, I'm 60 fucking years old. And that feels so good. I do feel like I'm 30. Because these 25-year-olds, I don't feel like it. I'm like, you know, so it feels so good. So when I first came up in the 70s, you know, going to school, they was talking about slavery and shit, like, you know, picking cotton. I'm like, I pick cotton, you know, I was picking cotton. It's like, no. You know, they thought this shit was like real. I was like, we was just picking cotton. You know, because we live right in the cotton field. And you pick cotton, you pick watermelons, you pick cucumbers, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, maybe I was a slave back in my past. But shit, I'm not going to treat me like one, but anyway.
Hello.
It was real. Still in the 70s, they was picking cotton. They were still hanging people. You know, all that, you know, they probably still doing it to this day. You know, a guy we went to school with in the 80s, they called us. They was like, you know, they hung, what's his name, and cut his penis off and put it in his mouth. He was going with a white woman, sheriff white woman. That shit is so real. You know, racism still is so fucking real. And let's not forget it. That's why I keep these guys, these brothers hanging right here. So we don't forget where we come from.
Hello.
People say, why don't you take it? I know it soothes my soul.
There you go.
To not forget. And I want the young people to remember and to read, to study.
There you go.
That it's real.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, lest we forget. And we keep growing, you know. Because you gotta remember your past to go to the future. We gotta teach our children.
you'll repeat it.
You know, and that's what we do here. We have on Wednesdays and Mondays and Wednesday, as a young lady comes and she teaches the young children just whatever they need. It's a tutoring class. And she just asks for donation, but these children need it. And so we're trying to teach our children their culture and learning their ABCs, simple stuff. You know, and so if you have grandchildren, you know, bring them at 5:30 to 7 o'clock. We do that, and it's amazing. And come back to the Scholars Cafe, and thank you for having this.
All right. Now, good. Bless your heart.
Now you said you don't dance until, what was that, Jamaican night? What was it? Reggae night. She dance any chance she gets. Okay? Because she's out there, you know, she's watching the step, she's got it, yeah, and she might mess up, and then she said, oh, and then she's tired.
You got it going on.
All right, what we'd like to do right now is just going to take a real brief break, and you can order yourself some fish or chicken. We all, yeah, it's good. They're looking good. I ain't talking about Kentucky is that. Anyway, and also we have 2 baskets up here to raffle off of wine, and they are made by Black Winery. That's a wrong
Winery.
Black Winery. Black-owned winery. Or they are distributed by a black-owned distributor. So, you get 3 for $1 or an arm for $5. So please, get your tickets. Don't you want some wine today? I know you want to chill out. So we got about 5 minutes or so. Get your drink on, get some chicken or fish, and buy those raffle tickets. Okay, welcome back, and I'm glad we're here at Nandi's Knowledge Cafe. I want you to know that we are, as I stated earlier, we are live streamed. We've got people in Atlanta, Georgia watching us. We got people in North Carolina watching us. We got some other people spread around the state of Michigan. And of course, Detroit. And I know that Monroe is watching us. All right. So, we are on stage and we are live and doing our thing. I also want to remind you that if you look on the back of the cards that you have in front of you, I think most of you have the cards. If you look at the website address that's there, you can always subscribe to us and you will be aware of all of our events. The closest event that's coming up is the 4th Friday, and we do that every 4th Friday of the month, except for December. And we might do it in December, we don't know.
Yep, we are.
Okay. So, that is one way for you to see the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers. Now we're going to move on forward because we still got a power-packed house. And I don't mean in numbers, I mean that the message is heavy. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you someone who's pretty young. That's why I say that we are intergenerational. And she is an emerging artist and raised in Detroit, Michigan. This Detroit performer grew up in performing arts as a child and eventually turned her passions to the arts as a full-time career and lifestyle. Her goal is to represent Detroit as a broad artist who captivates fans by representing both African lineage and the Motor City. Sashay is an eclectic female artist that gives you fun and funky neo-soul grooves with a hint of house music, chilled R&B, and powerful lyrics. She loves to make you feel good with music and inspires to inspire people to find healing joy and vibrations through her sounds. Sashay's performance is from her collection entitled Ikungu, which refers to our ancestors. And with that, and without further ado, let us bring up Sashay!
Oh, there we go. Can y'all hear me all right? Yeah. Cool. Peace, everybody. How are y'all?
Peace.
Shout out to the ancestors for being present. Shout out to the ancestors for leading us here and guiding us here. All right. Shout out to the ancestors for blessing the space and giving me this opportunity. Wait. Find the windows. Find the doors. Find the escape route, freedom. I hear freedom calling, but I just can't see it. All I see is bodies. Bodies on the floor in darkness. No escape route. Closed ventilation causing hyperventilation. It's not anxiety, it's cells remembering past life memories from small spaces, strange places, taken from our land, seeing unfamiliar faces. Cells be speaking. They talk louder, from children to children, or parent to child, or ancestor to parent. We call it lineage, because down the line, there's an age that's waiting to be explored. It's unforgettable. And that line be ringing, that line be calling and begging and screaming and pleading for freedom. Wait, find the exit, find the windows, find the doors, breathe. Tap into the trauma. What does it sound like? Is it painless? Is it heavy? Is it confusion? Creating cloudy thoughts, creating scenarios for protection. Please just let me find that exit before I tap out and be breathless. It's just an exit, but it's very much so needed. If not for the ancestors who laid on the castle floor bleeding, then for my mental anxiety when the weed hit, when the voices started speaking, tapping in a higher frequency to say, hey, I'm still here. Your blood is my blood, and that's why you still here. We never heal from trauma, and that's why you feel fear. But please, baby, please don't worry, because that exit be near.
Yeah.
So that piece was given in inspiration of my ancestors, right? I heard a conversation between Charlemagne the God, and it was another guy that was talking about how we never got a chance to heal from our generational trauma. And you know how we were in those slave dungeons, we was looking for an exit. And the only thing that came to my mind when I was writing that was find that exit. And how could I relate it to my life and to my ancestors? And I'm only 3 generations away, right, from slavery. And I got a chance to meet my great-great-grandmother. She died at 103 years old in the newspaper and everything. Her son, which is my great-grandfather, is still alive. He's 97 years old, so shout out to my family. Okay. We got good dreams. They sharecroppers, so you know, sharecroppers, we eat good, we eat healthy. They teach us the secrets to give us the ancient medicine. So I'm gonna slide into this next piece. If y'all feel good, I really want y'all to stand up, okay? But before we hop in, I'm gonna need some crowd participation, all right? Y'all got me?
Yeah.
Y'all got me?
Yeah.
Okay. So the hook go, we go fast, 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 yeah, we run, run, run. So y'all say, run, 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 okay? We're gonna try it out. We go fast, 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 yeah. Run, run, run. We go melanin be high vibrating under the sun. We travel at light speed, vibrational frequency, heavy, super kinky. It's growing like some weed, fast, 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 yeah. We run, 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 run. Melanin be high vibrating under the sun. We travel at light speed, vibrational frequency, heavy, super kinky. It's growing like some weed. Y'all ready?
All right.
All right, come on.
Let's run.
And if y'all feel good, please feel free to stand up and let loose, okay? Dance is healing, and I want y'all to feel good, because y'all supposed to feel good. So let's vibe. Okay. Hey. at light speed, vibrational frequency, heavy, super kinky. It's going light and we fast, fast, fast.
Run, run, run.
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 We go fast, fast, fast. Yeah, we run, run, run. Melanin be high vibrating under the sun. We travel at light speed, vibrational frequency, heavy, super kinky. It's growing lights and we fast, fast, fast. Yeah, we run, run, run. Melanin be high vibrating under the sun. We travel at light speed, vibrational frequency, heavy, super kinky. It's growing lights and we. So I want y'all to know that y'all are super light beings, right? We go fast, 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 yeah, we run, 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 because our melanin do vibrate up under the sun. And we do travel at light speed, that thought frequency, the way we think, the way we speak, the way we move, we up, all right? Shout out to all the elders, I love y'all so much. Thank you for the wisdom, right? Thank you for the love. Shout out to all the younger generation. We making it work, we doing what it's supposed to do.
All right.
So this next piece, the lyrics are kind of heavy, right? But I love it. And I'm gonna take my time with it. I'm missing my drummer, he couldn't make it, but it's cool, we're gonna make it work off the acapella. Be like the seeds, be like the jungle. We out in nature, we dancing ready to rumble. Be like the stars, be like the moon. We in sync, we ready, we stay in tune. This is for the children of Zion, heavenly home. Descendants from the slaves of Africa, we ain't home. In foreign territory inhabited is they roam. From murder, stealing, and rape, and splitting black family home. The degrees of the pressure, young African adolescent. They told you you was back, but you still ain't get the message. It was back in 2010 when I finally got the message. History whitewashing, America been finessing. Let's take a second. They never taught us we was kings and queens. Only read about Martin who had integrated dreams. They forgot to mention way before and in between. The women who was rulers, Hatshep, she was the king. The Naya, Biggie, Queen veneration, it was a thing. Take you to Nigeria, Amina on the scene. We can take you to the Zulus with Shaka and Nambi, connecting you with your culture and keeping you mind linked. No disconnection. They told you about the voodoo, about the hexing. They gave you the Bible, took your ancestors' leverage. The magic that we taught them was alchemy, wasn't sexist. Never burning in hell for same sex being lesbian. How can you believe in the man, the greatest thespian? Acting out as panic, convincing you it was destined. Gave you the word of God just to split us up into segments, hanging us from the trees and convince us Jesus will bless us. I know you feel it, you seen it, we saw it too. Blood on the leaves of blood hanging from family roots. Don't call me Toby, ain't walking by master shoes. Never conniving or dissing, I'm spitting truth. This is for my children, our sisters spitting for you. This is for my brothers, our fathers loving on you. Breaking down the walls, the cycles we coming through. Manifesting revenge with power, that's what we do. Don't ever worry, don't ever worry, we rising sticky like glue. Staying together, co-oping, building for two. Ain't Oklahoma, no Tulsa, ready to shoot. From Detroit City, we riot, the joke's on you. As we lift you high, they must come down. Relax, don't worry, put on your crown. We lift you high, they must come down. We lift you high, they must come down. So every time I end my segments, I like to do mantras and I like to send people home with some good energy, right? So let me get a clap. We're gonna get a soul clap real quick going. You can slow it down. I am love. I am light. I am spirit. I am right. I am love. I am light. I am spirit. I live right. Here we go. I am love. I am light. I am spirit. I live right. I am love. I am light. Keep it going.
I am spirit. I live right.
I am love. I am light. I am spirit. I live right. I am love. I am light. I am spirit. I am right. Some more time. I can't hear y'all.
I am light.
Okay.
I am spirit.
Okay.
I am bright.
One more. I am love. I am light. I am spirit. I am bright. I say to everybody, give it up for y'all. Thank you so much for having me. And take that home with y'all. Carry it with y'all. Good energy, good energy. Thank you.
Yeah, with the young girl.
Let's give a big round of applause. And we need all that we can get, lifting our spirits and remembering who we are. So thank you.
That's it.
Our next talent is someone who's been around maybe a little while. And she is a performing artist, vocalist, lyricist, storyteller, oral historian, percussionist, and a producer of educational programming in the Detroit community.
Yes, she is.
She worked as a vocal captain and folkloric African dancer for over 20 years. During that time, she founded a women's cappella voice and percussion society. She became a music instructor and storyteller for several African-centered schools. Through it all, Michelle collaborated with her late husband, Grand Jazz Master Harold McKinney.
All right.
All right. And his Detroit Jazz Heritage Performance. She recently has written and sung lyrics for the album McKinney Folk, A New Beginning, featuring composed music by Harold and recorded by her daughter, drummer, composer, and educator, Galen McKinney. She continues working and recording with area musicians as a featured vocalist and percussionist. She is also an archivist and a librarian. Michelle is currently working on a project to publish and record a sacred collection or sacred music and chorale collection of her late husband's compositions, and continues to study and grow as a musician and a culture keeper. Now, I want you to know that we're going to hear a lot more about Michelle as we move forward.
Oh, yeah.
And the project that she's working on will be at the, is it the Bluebird?
The Bluebird Inn.
The Bluebird Inn. Now, well, it's on retirement, but I want you to know some of the really great jazz musicians and vocalists that back in the day, before my time too, were singing and playing jazz at this spot. And they have revitalized it. And so we expect to hear a lot more. And God bless us. And you're right. God willing and Greek don't rise. Thank you very much. All right, let's bring out Shara Michelle McKinney.
Jaru. Mama J, do your thing.
So, thank you for that. I'm surprised by that. But the story I'm going to talk about today is actually a true story. It happened to me. And I titled it Clueless in Brazil.
In Brazil.
Now, a lot of people don't go out of their neighborhoods. They kind of just stay where they are. They kind of get stuck. But I had got this wonderful opportunity, and I'm going to let you know how it happened. Now, my mother was a very strict mother. And she made us, she would not allow a lot of stuff, other if it wasn't opera or musicals and all that kind of stuff. She wouldn't allow any music in the house. So we finally got a taste of black music. I heard my first African drum at a Black History program, and I lost my mind. I said, oh my God, what have I been missing? I had this hole in my soul. So the rest of my life, I've been trying to fill it. So I became a member of a black church. I started teaching music at a black school. I went and joined this African dance company. And it was just, I was just trying to just immerse myself in blackness, Africanness. I grew lots in my head. My mom said, are you on drugs? Oh my God, it was wonderful. I just learned so much. And while I was in the dance company, we got an opportunity a Brazilian troop was coming through the area, and they said, oh yeah, we're having a weekend retreat, and we're going to tell you more about how Africans came to Brazil and influenced that culture. So I said, I'm going to that retreat. So I borrowed some money, took my little Chevrolet down there, and I went ahead and experienced a whole weekend of songs, stories, dances, rhythms. I was in heaven. And as I was coming up on the last day, after hearing about Oshun and Yemaya and Eshu and Oshumare is important, y'all. That's the god of rebirth. He's the snake and the rainbow. Oh. So, and half the year he's a man, and the other half of the year she's a woman. So he has both qualities of the man and woman in balance. So anyway, I learned about all of this stuff I had not heard of before, or didn't really know about before. And the woman who was director of this, I'm missing that music because I want to show them that's good, thank you. And so this Brazilian group, she said to me, you are more Brazilian than anybody I've ever seen in the United States. You need to come down to Brazil. We're going to be throwing this great big old party that's going to last a month. And we're celebrating the coming of 2000. This was a millennium party that they were throwing in Bahia, Salvador da Bahia, right off the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, where they took the slaves, the people they enslaved, to turn them into slaves. There's more black people there than there is in the United States, I think, because that's where they brought us from there. But anyway, so I said, oh, bet, I want to come. She said, well, you can find your way. If you can get a plane ticket, I will support you. You can just come on up here, and I just want to show you. You've got a beautiful voice. You can learn some of our sacred songs, and you can perform in this, and you can teach African dance. Yeah, we can give you a little stipend for that. Yeah, you need to come on up. I said, wow, that was fire for me. Oh my God, go to Brazil? So they went on their way, and I started talking to my friends. I said, hey y'all, help me get to Brazil. And one friend said, well, I have all these miles, you don't have to worry about a plane ticket. I said, oh, I got a plane ticket. And then other people say, here's $100. Somebody else gave me $500. Before I knew it, I was set to go. I booked that plane ticket and went on down to Brazil. But I booked it not for 1 month. I booked it for 2.
Hello.
Because after the millennium thing, I wanted to go and tour the country and find out about Brazil. This was great. So I got on the plane and said, bye family. I'll be seeing you in 2 months. And I went on down to Brazil. So I got there to the airport, and I realized I had not told the woman I was coming. Did I say I was clueless?
Oh, Lord.
And it took me years to realize she was just blowing smoke up my butt.
Oh, no, Michelle, no.
She was not ready. I called her on the phone and said, I'm here.
Uh-oh.
And she said, where? I'm here in Brazil. You're here in Brazil? Why? I mean, you came to Brazil? Yeah, you told me to come. I'm here. She said, oh, okay. Wait there. Wait by. She told me exactly where to wait in the airport. And maybe about 2 hours later, she comes up in the car with these 2 elderly white ladies. And turns out they were teachers who had moved down to Brazil, and they had a mansion, man. It was beautiful. But the one didn't have any place for me to stay. So I had to stay with her friends in another city than what they were in. And so I was there for about 2 weeks. Now, I'm there for 2 months. So 2 weeks I wasn't too mad. But I was missing all the parties that she was talking about. I wanted to study this music. I had brought my shakerade down. I was beating my shakerade. This is a shakerade. This is a shaker, a fancy word for shaker. So I was beating this shakerade using beads from Brazil. And so I was all excited. I wanted to learn the music, meet the musicians. I wanted to learn some songs, hear the folk tales. I was all thrilled. And so I started bothering those 2 old ladies. And they said, please come and get your friend. So she said, well, I can't get any other place. I guess I have to bring her to where my friend, where I'm staying. So she came and got me. Well, actually, they dropped me off.
More like that. Oh,
and then I came to this little house. It was a gated apartment. And there was a professor from the university there in Bahia. Very kind man. Wonderful piano player. And his wife, Dee, and she was very cool. She looked at my hair and said, are you a black militant?
Uh-oh.
I said, I'm a cultural dread. I thought this is a cultural thing for me. Then she told about her to say to her friends, yeah, she's a black militant. She's from Detroit.
Oh, Lord, not Detroit.
Detroit had that reputation. So I would sing and do concerts for music like this. I learned this song there. You ready? La 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 la. My words are going today. So I made friends with the husband and made enemies with the wife. And their college-age children would come. They came to meet me. They're beautiful children. They're kind, sweet, wonderful kids. And so they met me and went on. But there was a black woman, very dark, and she was their living maid.
Oh.
And I had to sleep in her room with her. So it was good. That was fun. So I did the program in 2000 millennium. I started teaching African dance, and they were going to pay me a little bit of money. And I learned to take the bus, because I wasn't going to get up and go at 6 o'clock in the morning like the husband did. So I learned to take the bus. And I was living in Brazil and working in Brazil. I was all happy. And they started taking me around to some of the parties. And every time I went, they said, oh, she's a black militant from Detroit. That's that TV talking to these people. But they took me to one place that I really was glad they did. They took me to a White House. That's what they call where the Hungan comes and they do the orishas of it. And so they read my head and told me that my deity was Oshumare. And so I said, oh, that's great. I now know that why I could do that snake dance so good. Yeah. And impressed him because he was riding me even when I was in America. So here I am with these very officious people, and they were tight. That's all I can say. They didn't hardly smile. They didn't talk. I talked too loud to them. Their little show out would hit me on the leg. But anyway, so I had some adventures that they were all university stuff. So one day, the cousin said, well, I'm going away for a 2-week conference, and I will see you when I get back. And my sponsor said, they're building a house for me, so I got to go and check on my house. So she left too. So who was in the house?
The mom, the wife.
Dee Dee, the wife, who hated me, and Mary, the servant, who I was helping. I woke up one morning, I had been spending the night before working. I was almost finished with the board, and I had my instructions there. So I was, I'm finishing the board. And oh my God, next morning she said, all right, you got to get out. I said, huh?
No.
Clueless. I said, what do you mean? She's speaking Portuguese. She says, you get out. And she got my suitcase, started throwing my clothes in. I said, wait, I'll do it. So I packed up my suitcases and she showed me to the door and I said, well, wait, let me see if I have everything. Wait. She pushed me out, bam, slammed the door in my face.
Oh, Lord.
So it's getting, now I'm saying, well, what am I going to do? I didn't have no numbers. I didn't know where the sponsor was. The husband, my defender, he was gone. So I took my suitcases and found a big box and put them on my head, and I was walking down the street. I said, I gotta go to a main street. And I looked on the street, and some car said, and pulled up right next to me. And it was the choreographer, the teacher, whose class I was teaching. I was being an artist in residence for. She says, Miss Shelley, what are you doing out here? She said it in Portuguese. I said in Brazilian Portuguese. I said, I got kicked out. And she says, oh, come, you come. So she packed all my stuff up in her little tiny car. My knees were up to my chin. And we drove to her house where she lived with her 18-year-old son, who was having girlfriends. So I couldn't be in that room.
All right.
And she's, well, you're not sleeping in my room with me. So, but you can sleep on the floor. And I said, thank you. I was so relieved because there are gangs of crazy people that are running around in Brazil at night and they rob you. So I was, if I had been left there, I would have gotten robbed. But I realized when I got there that I didn't have my passport. I didn't have my money that the people had given me. I didn't have my directions to finish the gourd. I didn't have my packet. And I realized that I was at the front couch with my packet there because my instructions for the gourd were there. So I had left my stuff. She had thrown me out so fast, I didn't have a chance to get my stuff. And my plane ticket, all of that. Oh. So I was saying, what am I going to do about this? But I had to go to work. So I went to work, and the guy whose class who was the actual teacher of the class, who was translating for me as I was telling him instructions of what to do in the dance classes. He came and told me, Michelle, don't you worry a bit. I'll take care of it. So he took me, and we went by the ocean. There was a man fishing right at the pier, and he lived right near the pier. So we had this beautiful fish dinner. And then he took me, they were blessing the sheep and the goats and the cows. It was St. Anthony's Day. And in there's a square, a town square called the Pedrinho. And it's this church hung with gold that was built by the enslaved people. Wow. And that's where St. Anthony his day was celebrated for. I mean, that the animals come right in the church and they're blessing the animals. And so my eyes were just, and I found out that St. Anthony is one of their orishas, and I'm sorry, I forgot. St. Barbara, St. Anthony, they are really orishas. So we were sitting here, and we had this magnificent conversation, and I had the time of my life. That was the best thing that could have happened to me, to get kicked out like that. Because then I saw the real Brazil. This man walked me all through it. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. We were walking, and I saw all these crazy people out there with their knives and their, and packs of 400 kids. They all knew this man. They said, "Hey, brother." He said, "Hey, y'all." I was safe. He took me all over. I met some wonderful musicians. They taught me how to play the berimbau, this big bowl, kind of like a Jew's harp. I learned the pandero. I learned some drum rhythms. They told me stories. I was able to take everything. And I have in my house an archive from my Brazil days that I need to transfer to another format. But I have all of that lessons just because Dee Dee kicked me out. So on the way to the airport, I left out something. Almost every day I was trying to get my money. And she would never let me in. But one day I called and her husband picked up the phone. I said, "Michelle, this is Miss Shelley. Can I come over and get my stuff?" He said, "Oh, Michelle, Dee said that you wanted to live someplace else, but yeah, come on." That woman. So I went back and I dug in the newspapers. Somebody had piled a bunch of newspapers on top of my manila folder with all my stuff in it. I searched that house and I found my packet. And he hugged me and says, "I really, really enjoyed you being here. You just brought so much light to the family." And I said, you're right. Let me say goodbye to Mary. I never told him what his wife did. What would be the point? I just looked at her. And I gave Mary a hug, went on to the airport, and the last thing is when I got home and I was getting ready for bed, my husband looked at my body, and a sister had just took hold of me, and she was the one that took me to all the places where I learned everything. And she introduced me to all the guy musicians, and she made them leave me alone. So anyway, he looked at my body. She had made me take, he got a grandma swimming suit. I had a very modest, I'm a Detroit girl, with a mama like that. And so they bought me this teeny weeny white bikini. I mean, it was really teeny weeny. My husband saw my tan lines and he says, Michelle, were you wearing what? That's I held the bikini and said, here it is. But they wouldn't let me wear the other one. They said I was like an old lady if I wore that. They bought this for me. They bought it. And but it turned out, but I still was clueless. Clueless in Brazil. Thank you.
All right. Well, clueless in government. I don't think I want to do that. However, that was a great story, and that was also a member of the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers. We're going to keep it moving here, and have a young lady, and she is actually celebrating her birthday today, or yesterday.
Move.
So we have to make sure.
Move.
Yeah. And so this is Lo. Lo has a singing since she can remember. A lover of all things art, and she has turned her creativity into clothing and accessories for a little brown girl called Natural Mom. Earned a name for herself within the spoken word community of Detroit and Highland Park. Is the lead actress in a movie scheduled to come out in January 2023 called Mind and Distortion. And loves to dance. Is a spoken word artist. She combines her love of rap, music, and poetry, and acting to display wit, emotion, and thought-provoking lyrics with the intention of capturing her pride. So let us now meet Lo. Lo, give her a big hand. Did anybody else get a drink of the water during the intermission? I'm a little toasty is what I'm telling y'all. Okay, it's the toasty folks in the room with me.
I'm with you too, Mo. I'm right here.
You get a thing. Okay, so here we go. I'm on an emotional roller coaster, and loving you ain't nothing healthy. Loving you wasn't never good for me, but I can't get on. Trying to be mature about this complexity, but I feel this funky energy every time that you're next to me. I usually don't ask questions I can't handle answers to, but lately there's a few things I think I need to ask you. Like, I hear you say you love me. I guess all these other girls, that's just sex, but see, that there creates this complexity, because I can't act like I don't care. I can't act like I don't care. And shit, I could feel better if I was also out there cheating. I guess then my heart wouldn't be breaking just as short as it's beating. You took credit away from everything we discussed. Hell, you take away the love when you take away the trust. And I wonder how you act if I did that shit to you. Hell, I won't be wondering long, because that's what I'm about to do. Listen, I hear you say you love me. And all these other girls, that's just sex. I see that there creates a complexity, because I can't act like I don't care. And I could see it better if I was also out there cheating, then my heart wouldn't be breaking, sure as it's beating.
You look me in my pretty brown eyes, form your lips to tell me some more lies. Now you know that means another part of my heart dies. Brother, you know that means another part of my soul cries. Well, look me in my face. I know you lying, but I'll let you plead your case. You know eventually that I won't chase. Now why would I when I could easily replace? Get somebody new, leave you out in the cold, with nothing but the lies you told to hold. Yeah, right. Put me to the test. You will see this boy get whooped, go fuck another nigga to death. Trust me, I can't be beat when they come to that game, and you gonna think it's a shame. Cause you gonna hear that brother speak on my name, then you'll feel the pain inside your soul, because you'll know you were the one to blame. You better recognize I'm more than just good loving with pretty eyes. Now, I won't stop paying you back until it's you who cries, and then you'll see what you had in me. Things like authenticity, loyalty, honesty. Hell, you ain't gonna never get another MONIQUE. Cause trust me, if I was also out there cheating, then my heart wouldn't be breaking. Just as sure as it's beating. It's that peace. And I'm so tired of you making love to me, then disappearing so suddenly. Up and down I go. Well, you take precedence over me, even when you say your actions is for my benefit. Even then, because I see through the facade. And I tend to find it odd that you don't see it too. Because shit you see wrong in everything I do, oh, but that's to justify the shit you put me through. So now I'm explaining myself when you was the one with the pictures on your phone. Well, dude, I'm just gonna have to leave you alone because I'm sick of this manipulation. It's the way you use, it's the way that you can't handle your shame. So now everything and everyone else is to blame. It's never just that you didn't use common sense. It's just, woe is you, because here come that consequence. So now I gotta watch you brew, pissed at me because I'm in a good mood. And I can't say, well, I told you so. But you still mad because you already know. Bro, I'm about to leave this manipulation. Using sex against me. Baby, that's funny. I mean, you do got some good dick, but it ain't like this, right? You must be used to these pick-me's on their knees begging you for your energy. Brother, please. I picked you because I wanted to. So if we ain't doing what I'm trying to do, then guess who can kick rocks with a sock and no shoe? You. Boom. I will erase you from my memory like magic. Boom. You can take your good dick and this manipulation shit. It's the way you treat me average until I walk away. Then I become the baddest bitch you ever seen on any day. Like, I don't believe a word you say. I play you like Kanye. You don't have the answers, swear. I call you Hasbro, because you got so many games to play. You tell boardwalk lies to hang with belted ass bitches. Be putting houses and hotels on them shit to keep up with them. Mountains of lies I see through without any opposition of my scorpionic lie detector. God is given intuition. So I manifest my exit. I put that into fruition. No ifs, ands, or buts. No indecisions. You can't see me with the finest attrition. That manipulation shit, that's in my rearview vision. That's their piece. I am it ain't nothing healthy about it, baby. Nothing healthy about it, baby. Stay out of the relationship.
Happy birthday, Mo!
You know about relationships, and guess what? We won't do that. Charlie Buck, HP. His creative speech and dynamic music is sure to be a treat for your ears. As a community leader and artist, he has his ears to the streets from a higher perspective. The Prophet. Let's give a warm round of applause for the Prophet.
Yeah! Prophet!
Y'all say good energy.
Good energy.
Say it again. Good energy.
Good energy.
One more time for people in the back. Good energy.
Good energy.
Thank you. It's good energy from your inside. We're talking about energy. That's that inner God. It's that inner God that manipulates or manifests your day every day. My name is Brother Prophet. I go by Brother Prophet. No matter if you win or you lose, you still learn, so you profit.
All right.
I do believe in becoming what you want to see, and I want to see my brother's profit. This first piece that I'm doing, it's a tribute and an observation of not just Big Mama, but all mothers, all women in all their different creative roles in this world. It's called Natural Queen, and it's one of my favorite pieces because it brings light to the things that current music doesn't bring light to. Let's go. Yeah. It's been a long time coming. Yeah. She smells like love's kiss and Japanese cherry blossoms. Got her tone from her mama, but she been to the tropics. Always talking metaphysics, seldom when she got some. Got a hustle from a struggle when she fell in love with pop. See a black girl magic, no use of exposing it. Picture your image on some overexposure shit. Free flowing afro, pumped up with a rose on it. She grew up, be sexy, but still put some clothes on it. You gotta love yourself first and he'll come to you. She don't mind walking, but she look like she flew. Coconut oils, give a shine to her glow. I know she do, but it don't look like she smoke. Inhale, exhale, when she come through. Change the vibe of the room, all praises due. To the women of you, she's a natural queen. Love when you do your thing. Birds of creation, her gaze is tantric. Her t-shirt say something in a good mood, she's snapping. Can't throw her back, I know she's the keeper. Can't walk in the shoes of Aura Mila. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thang, go, Miss Thang, go. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thang. The whole world is your throne, it's your throne. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thang, go, Miss Thang, go. She's a natural queen, gone, Miss Thang. The whole world is your throne. She rolling Doja or yoga, fine wine Corona. If she can't use the comb, then she can't comb over. No perm, she learned that pretty hurts, but beauty shouldn't burn. Avoid the haters while she meditating. If she killing the outfit, it's premeditated. From Kente cloth for the African print. Thrift store, runway, expensive change, it just gotta make sense. She rockin' LA or Lapa, heels make me Prada. Mindset so focused, but it's a cooler Matata. You think you know this sister, but you don't know Rada. She only let a black man and she can read in the saga. Money is proper, yoni on aqua. Sweeter than guava, and she bad as a toddler. Treat her body like a tempo, crossfit a Kimbo. Respected amongst the homies and the kinfolk. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thang, go, Miss Thang, go. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thang. The whole world is your throne, it's your throne. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thang, go, Miss Thang, go. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thang. The whole world is your throne. If you ain't make it with love, she ain't needing that. If you ain't make it like a mama, she ain't needing that. If you ain't put your hands in it, she ain't needing that. And if she thinking like that, then I'll be there. All of her sizes, all have surprises. Her mindset advises, it's so hypnotizing. Truth be told, she never gets old. Priceless, without this voice, this planet would be lifeless. I'll be the sunshine to your moon. Fight over you like shine going lagoon. From your moon, the universe bloom. Burn some sage and charge the crystals to cleanse your room. She get a love from a man, a likes from the gram. Treat her with respect, hold her heart in her hand. I out to dinner to a park. Make a plan and she play it over again. It's a jam, let it jam. Made by God, no assembly required. So just make her cool, legs out, she on fire. Emotions measured and watched. She get her power from her squats, and any disrespect to her, just stop. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thing, go, Miss Thing, go. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thing. The whole world is your throne. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thing, go, Miss Thing, go. She's a natural queen. Go, Miss Thing. The whole world is your throne. Aha. Get you a black queen, I got a black queen. Get you a black queen, I got a black queen. Get you a black queen, I got a black queen. Get you a black queen, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's the first piece.
Yeah.
One more. Y'all like that? Appreciate it. Thank you. We can't get no further than the perspective or the perception that we hold our women. And we have gotten this far by the strength of the women. Big Mama has always held it down. Every household, black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican, Big Mama did it.
Natural queen.
We're too strong for that. There's a lot of things we do there. But we understand that our source is our power. The source is our community. This next song deals with that. We've been through a lot, and we still here. We still got a lot more to do. Let's go, DJ. Check. A little value. Yep. Yep. Check. You got me on my Willie Lynch. Detroit versus everybody, bitch. They hate because of the ownership, and they gon' keep on hating because they don't want this ownership. No, super cum laude, my grades wasn't lousy. Chair the boy in my ways, give a fuck if you doubt me. Smart guy, 6'3", you know the popular type. Go to the king, respectful, the kind mama would like. You say nigga, get on my nerves. I say crack, you like no thank you, no hors d'oeuvres. When did I learn? When I was happy with my napkin, you was straight with your perm. It just don't add up like hieroglyphs and arithmetic. Accurate in the bitch, my people built the pyramids and shit from aqueducts to aquifers. Poor the rich, rich the poor. Kings of the world are just kings on tour. Ain't no denial, I got the flow like the Nile. South the north, up the scroll, that's the crux of my style. Yeah, I want the paper first like the Pharaoh Asar. Yeah, I got the paper first like all of the star. See the planet buzzing at a B flat. See me, I'm sharp, it's only music to the ear when it comes to my heart. I won't think you're lying if you come to work hard. If you keep your shit together in a sexual part. Sticks and stones may break my bones. God's got the wheel, don't steer me wrong. If I want to automate, I'll use the auto. 48 laws and my two big balls. Back down, I can't back down. I won't back down cause I'm too strong now. I won't back down, I can't back down. And I can't break down cause I'm too strong now. Check it, never sweat my degree, keep me right, guy. I'ma teach you what you taught me, alright, guy. Work hard, pray hard, give it my all. Ask and ye shall receive. Okay, guy, and download me to their hearts and their iPods. Keep me bustin' like my brain came with a tripod. Produced by Jesus and MC by Allah. God be the glory and out count the dollars. Survival of the fittest. Word to my mama, we do it for the karma, then we do it for the commas. Word to Biggie, more money and more problems, but being broke never ever solved them. Sticks and stones may break my bones. God's got the wheel, don't steer me wrong. If you can't push your weight to get my strong, still looking for a plug, man, you not on. Back down, I can't back down. I won't back down cause I'm too strong now. I won't back down, I can't back down. And I can't break down cause I'm too strong now. I'm too strong, I'm too strong, I'm too strong. Say I'm too strong. Say I'm too strong. Say I'm too strong. Yeah, he too strong. Yeah, she too strong. Yeah, we too strong. Yeah, we too strong. Last verse, okay. Check. I'm drinking water, whole stones, they looking like I'm crazy. They still fuck the church, but I read the Bible lately. Prophet bring the light in the home of the shaky as I ask for forgiveness for my unborn babies. We battle not the flesh and blood, the Romans on the principles, the 7 laws of universe, the energy centrifugal. I feel it in my soul, bones grateful for the minerals. Faith of a prophet and the stripes of a general. Baby, I can't, I done master my ways. I ain't do it by myself. I learned a lot of Christian saints, ancestors, being shield through different types of pain. Tears spin the ink as my heart is conveyed. Back to my roots where my father could have stayed. Then I grew my own roots with most stand leaves. Mama gave me water, so of course sunscreen. You lose it in those shoes, but you recognize defeat. Nah, I say I'm too strong. Say we too strong. Say you too strong.
Too strong.
Say we too strong.
Too strong.
Yeah, we too strong. Yeah, she too strong. Yeah, we too strong. Daddy's too strong. And Nanny's too strong. Yeah, we too strong. I love y'all. I appreciate you. I'm very grateful. Peace.
We got to be too strong. That's the bottom line. So I want to thank everyone today for being with us tonight at 90s Knowledge Cafe and the Detroit Association of Black Storytellers. And you can subscribe to us by looking at on the back of the card. And when you go to Facebook or YouTube, hit subscribe. Then you will always know where we are and what we're doing. We're on the move. Thank you.